We are something else.
All right. Welcome to We Are Something Else, episode 194. 3121. Again, I made y'all wait for a little bit. And we are here. It's your boy Kaleo. There's CB, there's E-Rich, and returning this week, a little surprise for you. We got Takeover Trina back in the house, and we got our special guest. We've been waiting for this one. We got Miss LoVetta Jenkins, aka the Chatty Passenger. Welcome to We Are Something Else.
Hello.
Oh my God! Finally, we've been trying to get this in the works forever. So look, we appreciate you for being here tonight, LoVetta. Gonna have a lot of fun.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
No, we appreciate you. Everybody in the chat. Let's let me see if I can figure out who's in the chat. I see Britt B. Welcome. I see Dee Dee. I see Jen Glenn. I see Gone Fishing. That's Chris. We'll get to that, Chris, in a second. I see Anissa. Good to see you. Who else we got in here? Tony, good to see you. Tia, good to see you. Oh man, it's gonna be Quatapa was first. Okay, you want y'all to know that he was first at 6:30. Of course, he's gonna be first at 6:30. All right, so everybody come off mute. Let's talk about your weeks and whatnot. CB, you got an interesting week because I ain't seen you in the office at all this week. What's good with you, bro?
Yeah, man. So it's been a weird week. Working from home, and this is not an instance where, picked up the vid or anything like that. I took my car into the shop over the weekend, and I was originally told, I'd probably have it back Tuesday. And so the way that mine and Kaleo's 9 to 5 is set up is that we work in the office Mondays, Tuesdays, and Thursdays. And then we work from home Wednesdays and Fridays. So I was like, all right, well, I'm going to start the week. Most likely I'll end up having to, work from home or whatever, but then I'll be in the office Thursday. Bro, I got my car back like this evening, like this afternoon. You know what I mean?
You do have it.
I have it now. But it was not until like this afternoon. I was hoping I would have at least had it yesterday, but that's just not the way things worked out. And also I'm glad that the paycheck hit today because this was not a fun purchase, but cars back
shoes, though. You got car shoes, so
I did get car shoes. So right. But we're mobile again, so that's good.
Dope. E-Rich, what's good with you, bro?
Well, you and I just talked not too long ago. I just got in from work. Anytime having to travel down to good old downtown LA is never it's not for the week. So I made it back. Just happy to be here, ready to get a good show in, and of course, the shenanigans for Is It Just E is probably going to be top tier tonight. So.
Yeah, so I'm privy to that graphic. I'm really interested to see what you're going to do with that. Interesting. Okay, Takeover, welcome back. It's not the second Thursday of the month, it's the third, but happy to see you. It's another Takeover Thursday.
Yes, happy to be here. Happy to see all of y'all. Happy to have our special guest, Chatty Passenger. And so just welcome everyone. And the week has been cool, as always, I'm ready for the weekend.
Got you. All right, LoVetta, welcome. How's your week going?
My week has been weekend. It's been weekend. I've been working left and right, staying up super late and getting a lot of work done. But I'm thankful to be employed. I'm thankful to be able to do all the stuff I want to do. And I'm thankful to be here with y'all.
Oh, absolutely. We appreciate you. All right. Now, my week, since my bro CB hasn't been at work, we could take those latte runs middle of the day for that little extra pick me up. It's been okay. We had a big thing happen at work. We launched a fund, and that just takes everybody all the way out, and it's just whatever. But other than that, the week has been okay. And I was supposed to tell a story last week. I'm gonna tell it real quick because I think my bro is still here. That's the other Chris, the Gone Fishing. That's the other Chris. So last week we were preparing for episode 193, Talk Shows on Mute for Takeover Thursday. There he is, right there. That's my bro. There's the handshake. All right. And I thought I was texting this Chris, this CB right here. And I said, would you be opposed to talking about the Damon Brown Brooks collaboration? Because it's a pair of shoes that dropped, and I was like, yo, talk about this for your segment. That's gonna be dope. The response I got automatically was, what? Am I on the podcast? And I'm thinking, yeah, hello. And then then I looked, I was like, oh, wait a minute, this is the wrong Chris. I was like, my bad, my bad. And so we call each other Brother Jones. I was like, my bad, Brother Jones. You can be if you want. His response is, don't even know what a Damon Brown Brooks is, but I can talk about it. Cancel the other Chris. automatically. So that's my bro. Like we hadn't really chatted in a while, but let me tell you, we work retail together, and I got that funny last name. I got that Hawaiian last name, right? And so this is how the whole Jones thing happened. I told him I would tell the story. We were dropping off cash in the cash room, and he asked me, so how do you pronounce your last name? Again, it's that funny Hawaiian last name. And clear as day, I said Jones. He said, what? No hesitation, no nothing, Jones. And then from there, the whole Jones thing was born. And his last name is nowhere near Jones either. And by the way, he's from the opposite side of the tracks, if you know what I mean. And we just told everybody we were related. So we were both last name Jones. So it was a great story. Chris, good to see you, bro. I got to show a picture of him one day. All right. But nevertheless, we are here for episode 194. Let's get going. Y'all ready? Let's
rock.
Let's rap. All right. Let me find my notes.
Man, the chat is going crazy already. Yeah.
Chatty's doing this.
Here we go.
LoVetta's doing this.
I see the attempt on the last names right there. He even said, so Chris said, white as fuck. He put it up there. That's my bro. All right. Where are we going to start? Let's start with this one. We only got a couple stories because we want to get to Chatty. All right. Michelle Mack. Yeah, Michelle Mack. Let me tell you what Michelle Mack is up here for. What are we going to talk about? Spend a little bit of time on her. She's the alleged, I got to say alleged because she hasn't been convicted yet, but she's alleged ringleader of an organized national crime ring that stole nearly $8 million worth of makeup and other goods from stores including Ulta Cosmetics and Sephora and Lens Crafters. $8 million, $8 billion, $8 million, $8 million, and resold them on an Amazon storefront. Okay, you think that we're just getting started here. Over $300,000 worth of makeup products was found in her and her husband's mansion out in California. How you say it, E? Bonzel? Is that out there? Is that near where you live, E? Out in Cali, out there?
It's most definitely, it's not where I live. Just stop saying that's for everybody to think that that's where I live, please.
They found over $300,000 worth of makeup December 6th in the couple's home. She's accused of paying as many as 12 women and their travel expenses to go along to these stores and steal for her. And she would provide a map and a list of items she wanted them to go and take. And then from there, they would mail the stuff back to her in a P.O. box. P.O. box that was assigned to online makeup store. Yeah, that's creative, right? Charges in total, 140 counts, 136 felonies, 2 counts of receiving stolen property, 1 count of conspiracy, 1 count of organized retail crime. Now, I titled this story, They Always Think It's Us. Not in this case. Well, let me tell you, sometimes it is, right? When you see, there's a mastermind, there's always somebody at the top of the ring, right? The ones that you see in the store are typically the pawns, right? They're probably making little to nothing to do the stealing. And sometimes it probably is us that's doing the stealing, but the mastermind's always them right there. So let's get your thoughts on this. Because there are a lot of stores. We've seen this with the shoes, CB, when we did the Nike theft from out the trailers, how there was an online retail. Well, actually, no, they were giving them coordinates to a warehouse to the stolen goods. This just seems to become a thing. And this woman probably has a 6-figure job, I'm assuming. And this is probably just a side hustle. But let's get your thoughts on this story. We're going to start with our guest. LoVetta, thoughts on this story about this crime ring?
Listen, in my opinion, this is the most genius BS that I've probably ever seen. Because if it's one thing you're going to get me to do personally, is buy my favorite lipstick $10 less than what I'd be getting it in the store. And the fact that she figured out a way to steal it, sell it cheaper, and get it to be faster, that's mastermind stuff. Absolutely mastermind. And I think I said it in the chat, you know, a little shout out to Kanan. Whatever they say she did it. She absolutely did it. And this woman probably got a business degree, because that is not something that you just happen to come upon. She studied business and then figured out a way to get the product with the freest wholesale ever and make 100% profit. Shout out to her. That's some good business math.
Yeah.
I wouldn't do it because I don't want to be in jail. But that was genius. I don't condone stealing.
I got you.
We Are Something Else does not condone stealing.
We don't. Not at all. Stealing hearts.
Yeah, just that. To hear this entire story, man, is crazy, because they're talking about it's like nationwide. You know it's serious when law enforcement gives the group a name, you know, the California girls. But I mean, you see some of the alleged messages that were in some of the articles that have broke this. Some of the stuff is pretty incriminating. So likely won't be seeing her for a long time. So, you know, she's not going to be getting any more tan. That's going to be that's a loss right there. So
now, this is her first go round. You don't think we're getting a hefty fine and probation?
How many felonies did you say?
Well, yeah.
How many?
The law is a little different on the other side.
Someone said it in the I don't know if it was Demetri. Someone said it. She's got more charges than Trump. Like, bruh.
It's true. Okay. Take over.
Oh man. Okay. So Michelle Mack. I mean, you're talking about a mother by day and then the makeup and beauty queen pin by night. Okay. And living in Cali, she gives a whole modern day take on the Wild Wild West. Okay. I mean, so cosmetic queen pin and the California girls, this story is really wild. I mean, but it's nothing new, right? I mean, we've heard about, you know, these type of operations before. It just happens to involve, you know, lens crafter glasses and Sephora. I mean, it's wild. But I mean, criminals, my thing is, like Chatty said, you know, she probably could have ran a very lucrative, legit business, but this is the route that she chose to go. So, you know, kids' lives will probably be affected if, you know, her and her husband get jail time. And it all boils down to greed. So pretty sad.
What gets me, E, before you go, is I'm sure she could have found a way in on the wholesale front just to buy the products up front and then flip it, right? There's always that game as well. We see stuff like StockX do that all the time. All right, go ahead, bro.
I guess I'll be that one. I'll be that one. I'm gonna be that one.
Hold on. Wait, hold on. Before you do that, go ahead. Be that one.
This ain't nothing new.
Oh.
This ain't nothing new.
There you go.
You know, I'll say white ladies been pulling licks out of the house for years, especially in Cali. There's always some lady that's got younger kids running certain things, especially now. So since they passed the whole, like, you don't go to jail if you're under a certain age. So that's why the kids out here doing it, because they're not going to jail. So yeah, they doing the smash and grab, and they going to sell it to the white lady that's, you know, up on the hill. because she said, well, I'll give you this much if you just whatever bag you bring me back, like I'm gonna pay you a flat rate of this. Like this ain't new. This goes back to when cats used to steal cars and it wasn't, you wasn't stealing them for the parts, you know, just all kind of stuff. Like it's the new age version of it. Like let's just, you know, let's call it what it is. But best believe she not doing no time. If she does time, she's only doing a little bit of time, and it's because she's rolling on the rest of her homegirls that are in different states that are doing the same thing that she's doing, because it's not just one. This is a web. This how this always works.
Go back.
Somebody in Connecticut was doing the same thing, and out in Mont, you know, whatever. Like they all over the place. She rolling on them, and that's why she's not gonna get no time, where she gets a little bit of time, and then next you know we're gonna be seeing this on 2020 or whatever Dateline, you know, show, and they're gonna be sitting down with her, and she's gonna talk about how all of a sudden I was just, you know, fearing for my life, and I had to come up with something, and yeah, this is what it sounds like. So, you know, hey, listen, in a sense, we don't condone stealing, but shout out to her because she figured out how, which we always do, figure out how to make money the way that you do it less than everybody else. You just gotta figure it out.
Right.
So
can I interject a little bit here though? Because this is more than just sticking lipstick in your pocket. The news story, because I looked up several different sources, she had a fleet of 18 wheelers. This is next level thievery. If you can get truckers to, and she had pallets of products. They said in I think like 2021, she stole almost $2 million worth of product that year alone. So you figure if you're stealing that for free and then you're selling it, she had to be making at least $1 million because she was selling things kind of half off. If you can get somebody and finagle a person that drives truck to steal a pallet and bring it to you, I don't even know if you need to go to jail because you're smart. You probably need to teach somebody else, even though we do not condone stealing.
We do not.
She got a slick mouth.
A couple of us may have bought some hot products, but we don't condone the other end of it.
I don't know where it come from. All I know is I placed my order and it showed up.
Exactly.
You got to realize, like, I guess, like, also, like, from us, like, I say Cali, like, I mean, right here next to the Mexican border, it don't take much to get certain things from across the border that's not going to cost a certain amount. Hell, we talk about T-shirts and everybody and their mama got a clothing line out here. So you mean to tell me that one T-shirt is going to cost me this here, but then 2 minutes down the block, it's going to cost me this? Like, you already know that it's the land of, you know, I know where I can get it cheaper and I'm going to sell it for more because somebody is going to buy it that way. The fact that she did it like that, that's why I said there's somebody else. It's a web. They got more people out there. She for sure is rolling on them right now. And like I said, matter of fact, probably this time next year, we're going to be talking about the 2020 Dateline story that they're going to show on TV about her.
Where does she find employees at?
Craigslist.
You got to put that out there in the open. Like, what's the job description for that? Looking for some ambitious type workers, you know.
Everybody's trying to make money, bro. It's easy to find these people.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
She was walking them streets and found some easy prey, some young prey, you know.
I feel like she found them in like the drop-off line. Like these were probably other moms, and a couple of them had like trucker husbands, and they all just got roped in. I bet you this is stuff in a PTA meeting.
That people that's closest to you, right? And then somebody knows somebody that knows somebody, and then it just grows from there. Okay, all right. Where are we at? Let's go to talk about this. Let's have some fun with it, and then we can move on. Cowboy Carter. So this week, Beyonce confirmed that March 29th, Cowboy Carter will release on all streaming platforms, the long-awaited release from Beyonce. This is part 2, think of a 3-part Renaissance series that Beyonce has been doing. We know what the first Renaissance did. It was a bunch of mirrors and silver all over the place for about a year and a half. And it was that the TikTok dance was all that. Now, B is fitting to put on cowboy boots and cowboy hat and give y'all, well, it's not country. She says not country. She says it's just a Beyonce album, which so far I've read that ticked off a couple people that she's not even acknowledging the genre. But why does she? It is a Beyonce album, and this is my point for that. The 2 singles she's released, Texas Hold'em, 16 Characters, are really, really good. They're really good. They're within her range. She's not doing no more than what she's already done. She has an excellent voice, so that's perfect for her. And I'm thinking because we already know what happened at the Grammys. Jay announcing that she's never been nominated, or no, she's never won Album of the Year. Most Grammys never won Album of the Year. I think this is going to be the makeup year for that, and I got a feeling that she's going to probably take home the country award. They'll probably let her win it over the country. What do they don't do the Grammys. They do country music awards, right? Is that their big show? We'll see her there, but I got a feeling this is going to be the makeup year for the Grammys. But this also, to me, I thought of something, because y'all remember that comment that Shay said about a month or so ago, that Beyonce and Taylor Swift weren't on the same kind of playing field. That Taylor Swift, what did he say? Rich, what pissed me off that he said that, she moves the needle. Beyonce can't move the needle like Taylor Swift. And I thought about something here. I thought about something for that, because this is another response I have to that, because Beyonce can go in the country and probably win Album of the Year. Taylor Swift cannot go into R&B and do what Beyonce does. So we're going to talk about needle moving. One can do what the other can do. The other one can't do what that one can do. That makes sense. So thoughts on Cowboy Carter? You excited? I'm actually excited about this, because obviously the rumor about Jolene being done, everybody's excited about that. So take over.
I mean, so you mentioned, Beyonce remarked that it isn't a country album, it's a Beyonce album. And I just felt like she's coming with the energy of, hey, if y'all have problems with me trying to, make music in this genre, you don't let me in the building, I'm going to buy the building type of energy, right? And so, I mean, in true Beyonce fashion, she's at the forefront of all the trends. I mean, whether it's music, fashion, just all the trends, she's in the forefront. And so she's one of those few artists that we have today that, she still makes concept albums, she gives you a project, you have the visual, and she goes all in with it. So, her music, the videos, the message in her albums, they are all very cohesive and tight. And so this album may not appeal to her entire core audience. I don't know. It may not be for everyone, but I'm still excited to see, in addition to what the 2 songs she's already dropped, what she comes up with. I want to see who she collabs with, because I feel like that's going to be crazy. And so I feel like, with this album, she's really touching in with like the Black rodeo. And so, we'll see what she brings. And it just reminds me, like when I was young, I was in equestrian competitions and whatnot with horses. And so I was, the only person of color doing that, in competitions, jumping with horses. So I think she's showing, like you said, I can do it. She has the talent for it. So, and I hope we get a line dance. We need a country line dance with one of them.
I'm sure that's in the works. I'm sure it's in the works. LoVetta.
I'm kind of want to say, like what she just said, I'm a serious Beyonce fan. Love Beyonce. However, Renaissance, I loved some of the songs on it, but it wasn't really for me. And I think that she's at the point now where she can put out whatever she wants and it'll appeal to whoever likes that specific type. I've been a country fan since I was born. So I'm really, really looking forward to seeing what she has on there. I'm a Dolly stan. And if she covered Jolene, I can't wait to hear it. If she's got some other features on there, I can't wait to hear it. I've already pre-saved and I got my watch set to wake me up so that I can listen to everything before I go to work in the morning. I'm excited for this one. Renaissance, I liked it. And it was what she wanted to put out that was very disco-y and, for a community that I wasn't in, but I still appreciated some of the music. And I think that if more people looked at her body of work like it's not always going to be for me. Like when Saturday Night Live did that skit when Beyonce dropped Lemonade and none of the white people knew what was going on. I feel like it's like that. It's not always going to appeal to everybody. You take the pieces that you want and you move on about your business. I'm specifically waiting for this one because I love country music. And then I'm waiting to see what she does for Act 3, because if she fool around and do like gospel or something, I'm probably going to lose my everlasting cool. I'm excited for it. 16 Carriages is always on repeat here, and I'm sitting there like I got some problems and stuff. Like I ain't even got nothing going on, but I'm sitting here in my mind like, oh my god, it's definitely like a good vibe. I want to see, like you said, the line dance for Texas Hold'em. This is going to be a very good album for her, and I think that with her kind of being shunned when she went to the CMAs the first time, I think she's gonna come back and own it and take what's rightfully hers in the CMAs as well as next year's Grammys. I can't wait.
Absolutely. Let's do a minute or less on this. And also, that NDA is something serious, because when she did the rollout during the Super Bowl, we had whole videos, commercials, and all that came out during the Super Bowl. Nobody had even took pictures or anything leading up to that, leaking any kind of thing. So Beyonce got mad love. Go ahead, E.
Nah, real quick. Just shout out to her for doing whatever she wants to do. And bottom line is, don't get me started on country music, because they love to steal art and then make it seem like we trying to grab it back when it was us to begin with. So I'll just leave it at that and yield my rest of my time to my brother CB.
All right, CB.
I'm glad that the Beehive is going to be happy. They're going to get some stuff.
The Kindle Beehive or Beyonce?
Hey, bro, either one. You know what I mean? Like they're all winning here. So, yeah, this isn't for me. So, congrats to everyone that it is. Don't gotta waste any more time on it.
All right. So we are here. Boom. Let's go, because this is what we're here for. This is. It's a Black business series. This is it. We got our special guest, Miss LoVetta Jenkins, aka the Chatty Passenger. So what's going to happen, LoVetta, is we're going to go around, do a 3 round robins worth of questions or whatever. You can answer them if you decide to. If not, just say pass. No, I'm joking. It's just, but I typically lead off, and I think my first question is, because if y'all don't know, I posted the bio at least 3 or 4 days straight, so y'all should be up on what's getting ready to happen. If you got your questions, you should put them in the chat for sure, and we'll try to get to a couple of them. Okay, so mine is simple off the break. What is the difference, what is the difference between LoVetta Jenkins and the Chatty Passenger?
Are they words and makeup? Definitely cuss words, makeup. Because what you all hear on Station Head is not the me that everybody gets on the radio. That's more at home me, with just talking on the phone to my friend and y'all happen to be eavesdropping. So what you hear on Station Head is exactly me. I ain't holding nothing back. It just is what it is. When I'm working, though, you get a little bit more polished, and the language is definitely right, Gerardo. The language is definitely cleaned up a lot, and I'm probably a lot more friendly when I am the Chatty Passenger, because I have to be. And regular me, when I'm just at home looking like my brother, is not very friendly a lot, and I just want to not talk and just be in the house. So yeah, I think that's the biggest difference. That's the biggest difference.
Please don't make her head any bigger, y'all. You know who that is.
No, I got a big dome anyways.
You know who said that. Takeover.
So I just would love to know, how was your journey starting out to where you are today? Would you describe it as rough, easygoing,
It's interesting. I just had somebody interviewed me yesterday for a self-care podcast, and I told her that whatever is for you is going to be for you, and it's going to get to you no matter what you're doing. And I was content teaching. I was content chasing kids all day and, putting out lesson plans. And then I told Rumi when she was in like the 9th grade, I was like, you got to go to college. And she looked me dead in my face. And this is when I should have known that she was going to be a problem. And she said, did you? And I was like, I'm finna. And I was like, okay, bet. So I went to college and both of us graduated the exact same year. She graduated from high school.
Hey.
And I graduated college with my master's degree the day after her 18th birthday. And then I looked at her and was like, challenge, like checkmate, little fool. And so that kind of propelled me into something else. And as I was teaching and still doing homework, I got to thinking like, well, what else do I want to do? What else am I passionate about? And there's one thing that Ubi can attest to, and my family will all say, I'm going to talk and I'm going to be nosy. And those two things equal journalism. So, and when I was younger in school, I was always like over the paper and I was the news girl during lunch periods. And there I was on the screen. And even in church, I was always reading the announcements. So it was like I was kind of groomed for it a little bit. But I've always been a let me find out, let me figure out, let me get in somebody else's business, but no, you can't know mine. And because of that, I think that when I landed here, things just kind of clicked and got in place once I stopped doing what I thought I wanted to do and I got where I was supposed to be. Literally, doors just started to open up and I fell into some really good places, met some great people, and doors have really just opened. In the last 4 years since the pandemic, it's skyrocketed even more. And the money is now matching what I wanted to match. So I'm excited about all of it, but I can't say it was hard only because I've been nosy. And if I couldn't get in, I was going to find out how to get in.
That's
And
right.
I say it all the time. You miss 100% of the shots you don't take. I ask everybody everything because you never know who's going to say yes. And I'm surprised at the yeses I get, but then I'm like, nah, I deserve this. God wants this for me, and we're gonna be out here. And this is the year I'm gonna make $1 million. I've been saying it for the longest, and we're on track to get there.
Manifest.
I'm a firm believer, and I'm gonna get it. So when I set out to do it, I was okay. Well, here I go. I'm gonna get it, and I was surprised when I did.
Yes, I love it. Thank you.
You're welcome.
CB.
Chatty. So LoVetta, what is because I feel like you're kind of like a Renaissance woman. You're into a lot of different stuff, right? How do you plan your days out? How do you give your energy to all the different stuff that you're involved in these days?
Okay, so originally I was multitasking everything, and I ended up with high blood pressure, and I had to cut that out. And I was getting to work super early, and I was working all 3 and 4 different jobs at the same time, and it was burning me out. And Ubi cussed me out one day and was like, why are you going to work so early? Are they paying you for that? And I was like, no, I like to get there early and make sure everything's going. She was like, why do you care? And I was like, why do I care? I don't. So what I started doing, especially after the first of the year, I put everything in its place. I am only dealing with the radio station while I am there. When I leave there, I'm not checking the email. I'm not remoting in to make sure things are going right. That's it. When I come here, I'll sit down with Rumi, have lunch or whatever. And then I come up to the office and I work for an hour or 2 on one other job. And then I do all of my blogging and entertainment and maybe scheduling interviews and getting back to people and all that kind of stuff, or doing whatever Holly done put on my schedule. After that, when I leave this office, I don't do nothing else. I do not do it. I have to compartmentalize everything, because if I don't, it all runs together and then I'm burnt out. I even schedule in time to get away from here. Tani knows I don't really be talking on the weekend. I schedule time to rest my voice. I have to schedule everything. And I got reminders on my watch, on my phone, and all the things all the time. And I still double book myself sometimes. But yeah, I have to stay on a schedule or it doesn't work.
Tell them earlier you was going to work until I had a fit. Go ahead, E.
Your business.
So real quick, just because in the thick of this, right? Like we started this Black Business series kind of during the pandemic, and we really highlighted how like people was just like getting it, right? Like we just were, we are that type of people where we make stuff happen when everybody else seems to think that it's not going down, right? Like, oh my God. But I have a question that's more personal is what was that one thing that was almost like that block for you that you felt like, damn, you know what I mean? Like, is it like, there's always that one thing that and it's not necessarily a hurdle, but that one thing that might've derailed you from a certain path that you felt like you had to, like you said, get into that point of like, I'm nosy, I'm all of this, but that one thing that really almost kind of like said, almost took you out of this.
A couple career pivoting moments happened. I always knew I was going to be in entertainment some kind of way, and I always knew I was going to write some kind of way, but I didn't know how I was going to get there. And I did what a lot of youngsters do. I graduated and was like, I'm taking a year off to party. And I moved out, and I liked adulthood a lot because nobody had to tell me what to do. But right when I decided, oh, maybe I should like get my life together and like go back to school, up jump Rumi. And I was like, oh, so now I've got to work a job to support this kid I didn't had, and I have to pivot from what I wanted to do and do what I got to do. And Tanya and I talk all the time. You have to take a job that suits your children, not that suits you. I needed to work where, she was going to be in school all day. So I needed something during those hours and off on the weekend. So that's how I ended up teaching for 15 years, her entire school career from the time she was 3 until she graduated. And then I was like, okay, I'm no longer have to be free on the weekend because you're grown and I don't have to be at like parent teacher conference. Let me start figuring out what I really want to do and how to get back there. So that was a little bit, not necessarily a hurdle, but that was a moment where I had to take a little bit of a detour. One thing that I could say is I often limited what I was going to do because I had a sickly mom and I wanted to always stay really close to home because my mom was ill. And I would do stuff, but I couldn't go far, or I would make a commitment, but if she ended up in the hospital, I got to back out. So that caused a little bit of a problem. And I'll never forget when she passed away, I said to my sister, oh my God, what am I supposed to do? And she said, everything you wouldn't do. And I said, oh, okay. And that was pivotal for me because everything that I kind of like didn't want to do, or I was a little shy about doing, or I couldn't leave the house to go do because I was scared I was going to get a call back, I literally started just shooting shots all over the place. And that's how I ended up at the Oscars and the Grammys and the NAACP awards and all of that stuff, because I was like, I'm free now. My kid is grown. Nothing's tying me down. Let's go. And I believe my mom up in heaven bothering God about me because things are so working together.
I know that's right. All right. Let's talk about branding. Now, how, because I mean, we're in the thick of it now too, just trying to make sure that a lot of things that we do is protected. The name is the name and all that good stuff. So what's some of the hurdles and some of the successes you've had trying to brand yourself as a Chatty Passenger brand? Like, let's talk about branding.
The crazy thing is my master's is entertainment business, and there was like this whole course we had to take on branding. I never paid any attention to the fact that one day I was going to be the brand. I was just like, oh, let me pass this class. But in learning all of that, I learned trademark your stuff, make sure your logo is unique to you, make sure that it looks like something that even if the words weren't there, people would know it was you. And I got the name when I showed up on radio because I was in the evening drive and I told everybody, you drive, run your errands, and I'll sit here and chat. I'll be your Chatty Passenger and talk to you while you're running around doing whatever. And I said it so long, for maybe like a month, it stuck. So when I was out in public, people would say, hey, Chatty Passenger. And I was like, oh, hey, how you doing? And I was like, wait a minute, I might be on to something here. So like I learned in all of my classes, I went and swooped up the name on every social media and bought the domain in different variations. I bought all of it and I parked it for a minute and was like, okay, so if this is who I am, what is my goal here and what do I really want to do? And like Udu just said, and I'm going to chat. So that's how that all became. Branding isn't really hard if you know exactly where you're going and exactly what you need to do. You've got to be unique. You've got to be legible. Like they have to be able to see it and be like, oh, okay, that's what that is. Or that's what that symbol. Everybody knows what the Wu-Tang W looks like. because it's unique to them. So if you're going to have something, it needs to be something unique to you that people can look at. And even if your letters and the full name isn't there, they still know, oh, yeah, that's you. So I'm known for big old lips and red lipstick, and I talk. So that's how the microphone and the lips got there. I wish it was my lips, but that was the lips that the artist came up with. So we out here. Branding ain't too hard if you know what you're doing.
Right. Okay. Take over.
So, what advice would you give to someone who's aspiring to break into that creative space?
Watch a lot of interviews. Like I said, I'm nosy. So I was always watching Barbara Walters. I used to come home from school every day and watch Oprah because I like to see the way other people would interview. I literally was giving birth and trying to watch Oprah Winfrey at the same time, and they cut the TV off because I was paying more attention to what she was doing than what I was doing. But I always watch the way other people talk. And even though I sometimes get a little like I don't feel like I'm as present as they are, I have to make sure that I stay, engaged with the person that I'm talking to. I read a lot. And if you're going to, here's another thing, and Tani can attest to it. I talk to myself a lot. And like if I'm driving far, trust me, there's a whole interview going on in the car. Trust me. You've got to be comfortable hearing your own voice and knowing how to twist a conversation and lead it, even if it goes astray, to lead it back where you want to go. It's all about your quick wit, your timing. And the more you read, the better you'll be at coming up with a subject on the fly. So I can talk about anything all the time, whether I know about the subject or not, because I'm just a natural born talker. Listen, talking to myself is getting expert advice, Tia, because I know what I'm talking about.
Go ahead, CB.
Well, Anissa had a question from the comments, and basically, do you think if for someone who wants to start a business, do they need to actually go to school for that?
No.
Or do you think that that's something that, you can you have and you can do it?
No, you do not. I tell everybody that I went to school, so you ain't got to. I got the loans, so you ain't got to get them. I learned money and credit from Tani. I learned how to change my locks from YouTube. There's somebody everywhere giving you information for free. If you want to know about business, get you a book and read it, or go to a YouTube video and watch somebody tell you how to come up with a business plan. If you really know what you want to do, step one, find out how much it costs to do what you want to do. Is it free to do what you want to do? Okay, even if it is free, how much would you charge per hour to do that for somebody? So you don't have to go to school for stuff. I tell everybody that. Now that I've been through it, I'm like, ooh, save yourself. Don't go over there. You don't have to, but it looks good on paper. But the other thing is, they still not going to pay you what you're worth. So you might as well skip the student loans and do it yourself. There are 50 million ways to start a business. All you got to do is get an LLC. And if you don't know how to do it, there are services for you. Yeah, I'll be talking to myself. Shut up, Tony. But there are services that will do it for you. Or, there might be even somebody at a college, at the business college, that'll help you do it. You do not always have to go to school for something. You can find it on free courses on Udemy. Or, like a course for like $20 on Udemy, you can get it off YouTube. You do not, I repeat, do not have to go to business school for that.
Access is everywhere. That's how a lot of things have changed. I mean, we know the record industry is completely different now because access is there. And please, that's why Baseline Studios isn't around anymore, because people can do it in their house.
Right.
I did have a question of my own, though. Don't want y'all to think that I'm not working over here. But Chatty, talk about one of like the cool accomplishments that you're just incredibly proud of. Getting to talk about attending all the award shows and all that stuff. What's something that stands out that you look back on the resume of your life and you're like, damn, that was cool?
I'm gonna sound super corny, but the best thing I have ever done was raise a child from infancy to adulthood and not kill it. Because parenting is hard, and it does not come with a book. And you do not always know what to feed them, and you do not always have good patience, and they come along when you're not as mature as you need to be, and I wasn't always nice. And now she's at the point where she can tell me that was foul, and I'm like, I apologize. But that's probably my biggest accomplishment. And the second is having her with me when I walked across the stage as valedictorian when I graduated college. That was probably the second best. I cried
Hell
that day.
yeah.
I ain't no crier. But yeah,
Hell
that
yeah.
was a good time.
Not to get too deep,
Mm-hmm.
what would you tell what would you tell your 10-year-old self, and then what would you tell your 18-year-old self?
10-year-old self, I was always in trouble, surprise, for talking. I would probably tell my 10-year-old self that it's okay if you talk. It's going to pay off later. 18-year-old self, I would have said, listen to your mother, that boy ain't no good. However, if I had said that to 18-year-old self, I would not have my greatest accomplishment. So there I go. Sometimes it pays to be a little hard-headed later on down the line. I also would have said, take better care of your back and your knees. Like, stop. You don't have to do that. Like, climbing trees, falling out of trees. I used to ride my bike with my hands in the air and my feet on the handlebars. I crashed into a wall and broke my kneecap the first time. I probably shouldn't have done that. Yeah, probably shouldn't have done it. And don't move couches by yourself. Ask for help.
Damn, that's real.
Okay, I'm looking at time, y'all. So we'll keep this next round like super quick, and we can move on to the last few things. Be respectful of time. All right. So and you can a minute or less in these answers, Chatty. So with you doing terrestrial radio on a daily basis, and then kind of pivoting to car conversations once a week, what compare the two within a minute, and just talk about the likes and dislikes of kind of both.
I like car conversations 100% better than I do terrestrial, because I accidentally said an F word and almost had to pay $1,500 for doing that. But on Station Head, I can say it for free. There you go.
There you go. Take over.
So looking at your merch, I have to get this shirt. The shirt that says "Sometimes it's you, sis."
Yeah.
What was the inspiration behind that?
The book I wrote when I found out I was wrong, because I'm never wrong. But then I found out I was wrong this one time, and I was so stunned that I was wrong. I had to write a whole book about it. Yeah, that's where that comes from. There.
Yeah.
Anything exciting that is on the way? Anything for us to be looking forward to in particular?
Ooh, there's a lot. I cannot say, but yes, there's a lot. There's a lot.
Okay. Yes is an answer.
Mm-hmm.
E.
Just do you approve pineapple on pizza?
No.
Thank you. All right, she can stay. All right, she can stay.
All right. So we did give you some homework. We asked everyone this because we always enjoy people's answers. Top three. We asked your top three movies of all time and your top three albums of all time. Start with your movies.
Y'all done had me thinking about this all week long, because I can't narrow it to three because I like movies in different genres.
Right.
But I always, hands down, and I'm old, keep that in mind, so it ain't finna be like nothing that came out the other day. Lady Sings the Blues, which Tony has never seen, is my absolute favorite. And when I saw Billy D. Williams last summer, I literally was like struck. Life, because it's funny. I like movies I can quote. Life is absolutely funny. And I had the tiebreaker be Waiting to Exhale or Oh Brother, Where Art Thou, just because I like that hillbilly singing and I got the soundtrack, but that's another story. So yeah, those there, even though there are like 10 others, those.
Okay. Albums.
Okay. The Beyonce album, hands down, love it. Adele 25, I can listen to start to finish. And Ron Winans Family and Friends 3. That one came out. I was probably like 16 years old. Loved every single church song on there. And those were the only ones that I could set apart from the other ones that I love.
Okay. See, dope. Good answers. Okay. Are we still good on time, LoVetta? We'll make sure we're good.
Yeah, you're fine.
Okay. Just making sure. So let's talk about the weekend and what we can get into this weekend. Let's all get into some DC Shy Pie. WRSE10 is the promo code because the DC Shy Pie is the official pizza of the We Are Something Else podcast. And yes, Grant did say they did deliver all over the continental U.S. So let's take a look at these. Black-owned business, by the way. Black-owned deep dish, Chicago deep dish pizzas. You got steak and cheese. You got salmon pesto. You got the sausage and pepperoni, along with others. And if you're not into that, they got the flats. They got the Georgetown, which is a tribute to the gyro. They got the Big Chair, which is a tribute to the staple in Southeast DC. It's a chicken and mambo sauce pizza. Then they got like bread pudding, all that dope stuff. Look, DC Shy Pie, WRSE10. Saved this weekend. All right. You might not like E after this segment, LoVetta. Just pre-warning you.
That's okay.
All right, bro.
All right. Again, I appreciate you, Chatty, for being on here with us. This segment is called "Is It Just E?" Real quick, for those that are new to the comment section or to the show, this is where I just give my opinion about things. I say things that other people think about, probably just don't want to say. It got to the point where we had to just kind of get to a certain point. Shout out to everybody who bought a lemon pepper wings or trash shirt, brought to you by your boy E Rich. So just in that sense, this is where I'm going with it. But my brother and I, Claire, we talk often, and we are big movie heads. We quote movies to each other all day, every day. It's just what we do. So it got me to thinking. I watch a lot of movies. And these two movies came up recently, and it had me thinking, which one out of these two actually would we consider the craziest, and in a good way, like in the movie? So you have Misery, you have Kathy Bates, and then you have A Thin Line Between Love and Hate, and you got the great Lynn. Like I have my preference on who I think is the craziest out of the two. And if you haven't seen these movies, shame on you. You need to go watch them.
I guarantee you there's one person in the chat that hasn't seen any of these.
Well, listen, we won't, everybody makes mistakes, but you can correct it by going to watch the movie. So Is It Just E is which one had the best role in the sense of the villain for the female and how they, really captured their character for that. I have my answer, but I wanted to hear from you guys first. So whoever would like to take it.
Go ahead, take it.
Okay, so Misery. We all saw the scene where he's, nailed to the bed. That's just, the devil's work. Come on now. But Lynn, in A Thin Line, she was definitely cray-cray. Okay.
So for me, Misery, she was absolutely crazy. She was crazy to begin with, right? She was obsessed crazy, which is even worse. And then she did everything she could do. She made the man rewrite his story because she didn't like the ending, right? At least in The Thin Line Between Love and Hate, he made her that way. He played her into the I love you game, and she fell for it. And he played with them heartstrings. So he kind of brought it out of her. So I think Kathy Bates' misery, like irrationally crazy. CB.
Yeah. That ankle scene is enough for me. Kathy Bates, she knocked that one out, man. It is tough. I can see why my brother E Rich brought the question up. But I'm also going with misery on this, John.
Okay. All right. Chatty.
I'm a Stephen King fan. Hands down. Like, if had you asked me my top books, all of them probably would have been Stephen King books. So I will say this: Brandy in Thin Line was minding her business till he came over there playing with her feelings. He got what he got because he did what he did. Annie Wilkes was off. Period. Now, I didn't have somebody rewrite a book, the ending of a book, because I didn't really like it either, and he did it, and it sold more copies. But she didn't have to do that man the way she did that man. So I'm going to go hands down with misery.
Okay.
Before you go, E, I knew she was crazy because I never heard anybody say cock-a-doodie. When she said that, I was like, oh, yeah. Yep.
All right. Not to get too deep into it because that's for smoke and spill. But Brandy was already crazy because remember she said she had to shoot the one before while they was in bed. She said you had to kill his ass. You know what I'm saying? You had to kill his ass. But anybody who is going to roll up to your mama's house in California and bust your car window and ride up and also break you down to your brake pads in front of LAPD station, I think hands down ain't got it together and will whoop the shit out of Kathy Bates, her character. So that's just me. That's that. Listen, having that sense of arrogance to break you down, your forerunner in front of LAPD.
Read that shit.
Listen, she was minding her business. He could have left her alone.
Nah, she was. She listen. Nah, she was already damaged.
She was.
I'm not saying that he didn't help out, but she was already damaged, and all he did was catch all of that. And again, you bust my Nissan 4-wheeler shit in front of mom's house, and mom's talking about she gonna bust you to the white meat. So hey.
Well, what's worse, obsession or just being damaged? Because one was obsessed, one was damaged. So something to think about. All right. What'd you say, obsession? Yeah. All right. CP, what we got for that copper job, bro?
Cop or chop.
You're right, copper chop. My bad.
For y'all who, no, the Be Easy Fashion Reviews intro coming soon. For y'all that are not J. Cole fans or just current hip hop fans or whatever, y'all might have missed that J. Cole dropped a teaser on YouTube. Might delete later, volume 2. And in said 8-9 minute video, he previews a sneaker that we are calling the Indy 5000. So he broke away from Puma. I think a bunch of us remember the Puma collab that he had. A few of us got a few pairs of those Dreamer shoes, but these joints, looking like it's his own brand. You got the Dreamer logo on the back. You have it's kind of like a lower cut shoe, but he's got pictures and stuff of him playing ball in them or whatever. We don't know a price point. We don't know any of that stuff yet, but
we just finally got a name.
Yeah, like the Indy 5000. Like that's all we got. But how are you feeling about these? I have a feeling at least one person on the panel, it's an instant cop. I don't know for sure. He hasn't said it yet, but that's my assumption. I'm very interested in these. Like, I think this is cool.
Thoughts on the Indy 5000?
Nah, I gotta drop these. These ain't it.
Okay. Take over.
We're gonna go ahead and chop it like it's hot.
All right.
No, thank you.
All right, now, LoVetta, we do cop if we would take them, chop if we definitely don't want them. So if you had opportunity for the J. Cole sneaker, is this a cop or chop?
Absolutely not. I don't want it.
Am I the only one that want these?
I said I'm interested.
I know. Well, you are. Okay, cool. I'm just saying, look, I mean, he wore them last year at Dreamville. I think that's the first time I've seen him wearing them. And I've just been interested to see what shoe that is. I couldn't tell if it was a Puma deal or not. And then I had folks say that it wasn't a Puma shoe. So J. Cole is it's just like horrible. I mean, that's the thing. Like, so if you're not one of these big time, shoe dealers, you're not going to get the best quality or the best designers. Okay. All right, so let's do some shoe and tell, and then get ready to say our goodbyes. So, CB.
So, it is almost Air Max Day. That is one of the things that comes up in March annually. And I've had a few that I haven't been able to show off yet. This is a box that some of y'all will recognize.
Yep. Already.
The thing is that this one came inside of another box. That had like a bandana.
Jeez. Okay.
Because the whole play off of this collab with Concepts was it was like a play on Woodstock and music festivals and stuff like that. This is a poncho for when you go to the festivals, stickers, and it's the Far Out Concepts.
Nice.
Air Max 1.
Nice.
So
Yes.
I had actually copped the Mellow joints off of sneakers. That was actually a sneakers win. So I got these. The fact that you could get these with the special box, like for such a reasonable price, and in my opinion, on StockX, like this was an instant cop. You got 2 extra pairs of laces. You got on the other pair, they do the music pick. So the cool looking insoles and all that. So these joints, just remember Air Max Day is coming up, March 26th.
Echo. Let me see. So me. Finally wore these today for the first time. But yeah. Black box. Can only imagine what's on the inside of that. Was the eggplant foams. These were on the list, everybody's list this year. They hadn't done this colorway since I think like 2016 or something, and I didn't get them back then. And this is the first time I actually wore a pair of foams in years. Well, brand new, because I think I wore the Weatherman's a few weeks back, but these had to go up a half size because these are like boots, super tight. But yeah, they get compliments on them from the folks that work today, CB. They were like, "What are those?"
I mean, people they have no idea how many times you just stepped on their head and they don't even know. They have no idea. Innocent bystanders.
Again, CB said it, and everybody knows our affinity for Air Max. So funny enough that he had one concept, I have the other concept. Air Max definitely wear your shoes. Again, you can see all the different, the tie-dye and all that good stuff, and the flowers and all that stuff. But again, we're showing Air Max so that we can get some good juju for it. And then of course the Air Max 1 IDs, definitely, rock your own shoes, make your own shoes. You dig? 326, everybody. Let's go.
All right. Take over.
Okay, so I'm going to show you these. Okay, super clean. The Black Cat 6s. They got the 3M in the soles. But I mean, full transparency though, even though I'm showing these, my heart is I really want to get my hands on the LeBron Fruity Pebbles that came out March 7th. And I see E. Rich's face like,
Really? You know, that's definitely a lady shoe. It's a lady shoe.
I mean, come on. I love it's something about the Fruity Pebbles. Come on, E. You got to rant about it next week or something. I mean, but I love those shoes. And so I hope to bring those in person the next takeover Thursday. But in honor of me getting my hands on those Fruity Pebbles, look what I have to piss E. Rich off even more. I have a Fruit Loops candle. Okay. I bought this. This was Home Goods, and I cannot wait to burn this in the the bathroom suite when Kaleo, if he comes over.
Oh, Jesus Christ! I don't get involved in this.
Chatty, I apologize. I truthfully apologize for what you just had to see. I am so sorry about that. Damn, Fruity Pebble LeBron.
And Cardo in the chat going on my foot size. I mean, this is not huge. What are you talking about?
Now we talked earlier.
Mm-hmm.
Did you want to have something you wanted to bring?
I will say, I'm gonna throw. I told y'all earlier, you always got to take something and tie it back into what you were talking about. The only 326 I recognize is the fact that it's Diana Ross's 80th birthday. I don't collect shoes. I wear Skechers. I collect red lipstick. And some of this is probably from Michelle Mack. This is just the lipstick I had in my bag. This is not what's in my train case downstairs. I have about 80 different shades, and I'm known for wearing at least 6 or 7 of them at a time. This is what I collect. Gang, gang.
All right.
Ruby knows I don't do shoes. I wear Skechers.
Look, there's nothing wrong with that. Real quick, you said you grew up in the church, LoVetta? Is that what you said?
Yeah.
Do you know this guy?
I feel the rain. It's raining all over me. I'm moist. Call and response, I said I'm moist. Good God, I'm moist. Yes, I am. Rain all over me.
I can do that to you. I can do that to you. I do have one thing I want y'all to see real quick.
Amen again.
This is the last thing I want y'all to see before we get ready to say goodbye. I got a video captured of a man's first and last day on the job.
Oh.
Tell me what you think.
Diamond.
Yeah. Go. You finna shoot up the car.
Shoot up the car.
Yeah, go.
What the fuck? What is that?
Go.
What the fuck is that? What the fuck was that?
He just shot at the car.
For what?
Let me call the police.
Man, fuck this shit.
Let me call the police, Cuddy.
Hitting every speed bump at 50 miles an hour. Yeah, I don't know if y'all saw that, but that's making its way around social media right now. Of a guy who picked up an Uber, it was an Uber driver, picked up somebody, and her boy, whoever it was, started shooting at the car.
Mm-hmm. On a Sunday night, she definitely would have got out.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, I would have drove down the street. We were far away. All right, you got to go. Time to go.
It was Chicago, Dimitri. It was Chicago.
Chicago, Baltimore. I mean, yeah, but look, that's not far off by saying Baltimore. All right, so again, we appreciate you for sticking out with us, LoVetta, so much. Thank you. Let everybody know where they can find you on social media, your station head show, in case we want to keep in touch with you.
Listen, you can find me on all social medias at Chatty Passenger, the @ symbol, and Chatty Passenger, one word. Or if you can spell my name, LoVettaJenkins.com has all of my links and affiliate links and all that kind of stuff on there too. But social media at Chatty Passenger everywhere.
Perfect. Thank everybody in the chat. It's a lot of y'all tonight. This is my personal individual thank you. So just imagine me saying your name, 3, 2, 1. All right, I said it. Thank you all so much. Real quick, where y'all can find us out in these streets tomorrow, noon on Station Head is We Are Something Else presents The Abstract with me right after the Kendall B Morning Show, which you can find on Station Head Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. Eastern, 6 a.m. PST Pacific. Then Rollinism also Monday through Friday, 3:20-ish Eastern Standard Time PM, 12:20 PM PST. Monday through Thursdays, Silent Work pop up with Blue around noonish Eastern Standard Time. Monday evenings, 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 Pacific. Snarky Sessions. That is Kendall B's better half. And that show, Snarky Show, has definitely, I've seen it take off from early stages to where now she's just like, she's got it. She's running it. Perfect show. Tuesday evenings, 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific. Poppy Doe, who's currently on hiatus. That's Dimitri and Doreen. We're waiting for you to come back, bro. And I know you got the GRU graduation coming up, I'm assuming. Also Tuesdays, 9 p.m. On YouTube. Cousin Crew Conversations. I'm just going to say it. Cousin Crew Conversations. I haven't got any confirms anywhere else. So Cousin Crew Conversations, YouTube. 10:08 Eastern, 7:08 Pacific. Pervy playlist on Station Head. Also, I broke Sean Xavier Hot Seat Podcast on all platforms. Wednesday, nothing. Thursdays, Pit Stop Podcast. Available on YouTube, 3 p.m. Eastern, 12 p.m. Pacific. The Culture with Jen Glenn, 9 p.m. Oh, that's the Green Room on Station Head. That's a show before the show at 9:30. Here we are. We Are Something Else podcast. Sundays, 3 the Hard Way, 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific. You know what? I'm just going to get a graphic and put it up, and y'all can just saying all that is a lot, but that's it. That's it. Hopefully we'll see everybody in the Kendall Beehive, and then also I would like to see some of these new faces and Chatty's show on the conversation, the Chatty and Ubi show on Monday. Check them out, and then also Snarky show. So that's all we got. Anybody got any closing comments before we get up out of here? Good. All right, look.
I appreciate it.
We appreciate you. All right, y'all. So let's get up out of here. Chatty, stay in the room for a quick second when we close out, and that's it, y'all. We will see y'all tomorrow. We Are Something Else.
Peace.
Follow us on YouTube at WRSC Podcast. Be sure to like and subscribe.